This is your host, Danny, and this is English Plus Podcast. In this Do You Know episode, we're going to talk about unidentified flying objects or UFOs. But before I start, don't forget that you can find what we're talking about on our website, EnglishPlusPodcast.com. The link is in the description of the episode. It will take you to the post we created specifically for this episode. Take the link and visit our website, and you will see that we have a lot of other interesting stuff that you can check out as well. And now, without further ado, let's talk about unidentified flying objects, or UFOs. You're watching the sky after dark. It is a clear night. Many stars are visible. Suddenly, you see a streak of light. Perhaps it's a shooting star. As you watch, it slows down. Now it's a moving point of light. Maybe it's a plane or a space shuttle. You see it slow to a stop. Half a minute passes. Just when you think you're looking at an ordinary star, it suddenly speeds away. In seconds, it disappears over the horizon. Have you seen an unidentified flying object? Most certainly. Was it a spaceship from another planet? Almost certainly not. So, let's talk about what UFOs are and are not. An unidentified flying object is any light or object seen in the sky that can't be explained. Hundreds of UFO sightings are reported every year. More than 9/10 of them are later identified as ordinary objects. They might be planes, satellites, or planets. They might be balloons, kites, clouds, or birds. Some are deliberate fakes. But some UFOs remain unidentified, so some people believe that they come from other planets. Some even claim to have met aliens and been brought aboard their spacecraft. It is indeed possible that intelligent life might exist somewhere beyond the solar system, but no one has ever produced proof of visitors from outer space. No photograph of a spaceship has ever been accepted as genuine. And now let's talk about Project Blue Book. What is Project Blue Book? UFOs have been reported since ancient times. Modern reports of UFO sightings began in 1947. Some observers reported seeing saucer-like shapes in the sky. Since then, UFOs of any shape are often called flying saucers. The United States Air Force took these reports seriously. Air Force officials did not necessarily believe in visitors from outer space. They wanted to be sure that UFOs were not a threat to our country. A UFO might, for example, be an enemy airplane. Project Blue Book was the Air Force's program for investigating UFOs. It ran from 1947 through 1969. The Air Force investigated 12,618 UFO sightings. All but 701 were identified. The Air Force concluded that UFOs were no threat. All sightings could be explained by science. There was no evidence that UFOs came from other planets. So if this is the case, what are you really seeing? In 1997, the United States government released some information. It had been operating high-flying spy planes. These flights were secret. More than half the UFOs reported during the 1950s and 1960s were these planes. Many UFOs appear in the sky opposite the sun. Their shapes may appear strange, but they're actually ordinary objects that reflect the sun's rays. They often prove to be planes or balloons. The vapor trails of jet planes can take on odd shapes. They can look like saucers. They may appear to hang motionless in the sky. Such appearances can fool even experienced scientists. If you see a UFO, look at it carefully. Note what time it is. Where are you? In what direction does the object appear in the sky? Sketch the UFO's shape. Does it change as it moves? Such careful observation can usually identify a UFO. So, that was everything I wanted to tell you about a UFO, what it means, and the confusion about UFOs and aliens. And again, it's not about saying that there is no alien life, but there is no proof of any of that exists or any of this alien life came to visit us here on Earth. Despite all the conspiracy theories, but you are free to believe whatever you want to believe. You believe that these UFOs are flying saucers from outer space, they came from different planets, you're free to believe in that. Or you may not believe in it at all, and you're also free to believe in that too. But we talked about what UFOs are, what unidentified flying objects are. So I hope you liked the Do You Know episode today. This is your host, Danny. Thank you very much for listening to another episode from English Plus Podcast. I'll be seeing you next time with more information.